well, before we really go into it, let's go over. Zach, does anything even in this direct that they announced do you look at and go, I need a Switch 2 now?
Here's how much I cared. I didn't watch it.
Does anything in this direct, like, do you look at this direct and the game lineup that they have, and does that make you go, I need to pick this up immediately, other than just to say you have it immediately?
I also want to note before I answer the question he's asking, I'm the big Nintendo guy here, and my answer is honestly still no.
Nothing in this direct made me feel like I needed this console.
If I was a diehard FromSoft guy, then obviously that would be the answer. You and I agreed to that, but I'm not a diehard FromSoft guy. That's not my cup of tea. So no, like, you know, if this was all right, look, if this direct was one of those things where, let's say somehow, you know, whatever reason they delayed it from last year all the way to this moment, and this direct revealed Pokemon Legends ZA, for example, then that would be my thing. Because I buy Nintendo consoles for Zelda and Pokemon personally. I play everything else in between. I play the Metroids, the Marios, the Mario Parties, you know, the Fire Emblem. I play all that, enjoy it. Especially like Fire Emblem, probably my third favorite Nintendo IP at this point. But like I will literally and very happily buy a Nintendo console to play Pokemon and Zelda. So like if some way we didn't get the ZA reveal last year, and let's say they revealed it at this direct, for example, that would have been my driver. But to answer your question, no, nothing that was officially revealed. It's just like, oh my god, I cannot wait to grab this console.
I'm gonna be honest. I had initially planned to watch the direct, but after like a day or two and all my feeds was just going on about the price ups and nothing about actually what was revealed, I went in my brain, I was like, it's not worth watching.
Yeah, the fact that that's the big takeaway from stuff instead of like the games is kind of crazy, right? Like that also is kind of telling to the whole situation. You know, and I don't want to be a complete negative Nancy. It was a fine direct.
Well, yeah,
there's some cool stuff, but it almost feels like, oh yeah, this would have been a banger direct if the console was already out. You know what I mean?
This is what the reason I wanted to phrase the question like that is because if you go on like online right now and look at people reacting to Switch 2, everybody's just got glowing responses to it.
Yeah.
Minus like pre-orders and that and like potential price hikes. Everybody's like just glowing about this direct. It's like you're just riding a high of a new console being
Yeah,
100%.
it's a pretty mid direct. From looking at the notes and whatnot, the biggest thing was the console specs and everything like that.
If you took the like Nintendo Switch 2 out of it and just looked at a games lineup from this, yeah, you announced a lot of stuff, but not necessarily. I mean, you had some like pretty big announcements in here. Nothing that's making me jump out necessarily.
Yeah, and again, that would just be us, because I would say, I think we can all agree the biggest jump would probably be the Dusk Bloods. But that's just not for us, right?
The what?
The Dusk Bloods.
It is essentially spiritual Bloodborne done by Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive FromSoft game. It was one of the closeout
The
games.
joke coming out of it is Sony wouldn't do it, so Nintendo did.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's probably like the biggest announcement, I would say. Like from a industry-wide standpoint, because FromSoft has such a big name behind it these days. But again, that's just not our cup of tea. You know, that's not our thing. But it's like you look at all of like the lineup, like it's a cool lineup. Like there's a lot of cool stuff on here, but it's still not like, it's not how it was for me with the Switch 1, where I'm sitting there 30 minutes to midnight and I'm just like, God, I want to play Breath of the Wild so damn bad. It's like, all right, I'm gonna go to Walmart. If they have an extra, it's fate. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. And that's what happened to me with the Switch. Right? There's nothing here, and I love me some Donkey Kong. I'm pumped to see a new 3D Donkey Kong game. But it's also not coming out day one. It's coming out a month later. I'm like, crap. So I would have liked that. That'd have been kind of cool day one. But like, again, it was a good direct. There's a lot of cool games, but like for a launch of a console, I don't know. It just kind of feels a little lackluster. I don't know. I don't feel like that's unfair to say. And like what you talked about,
they made a big deal out of. Most of the stuff that they made a big deal out of was like either ending the showcase or it was games that have been out that really couldn't be played on Switch,
Yeah.
or that the version was terrible, and they were just talking about how good the version is on Switch 2.
Yeah, I know it feels weird, right?
So it's like a lot of the time was spent showing off that, hey, these games are coming back, because it's like they made a point to have a section where they had like the guy behind Hogwarts Legacy come out and talk about how Hogwarts Legacy is going to be on there. It's like, okay, well, this is just a make do for the Switch, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, basically. And it's also kind of interesting where it's like when you have like these Nintendo consoles, right? There's always like a gimmick, and you and I were watching a video yesterday by Beat 'em Ups where he kind of pointed out it feels like the gimmick they're trying to push is just frame rate. FPS feels like the gimmick that they're pushing, where it's like he was showing like the different, like some different mini games from that Nintendo Welcome Tour, and it was literally just frame rate, showing you the frame rate of things. It's like, is that the gimmick here of just standard things that's already the industry is
I was
doing?
like, does he think everyone's PC bros now?
I wait until the end of the year, or like next year, when the gimmick is all about the weird mouse controls.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it didn't surprise me.
The feature that I'm calling it now is going to become the forgotten feature. I'm calling it now. It's going to become the forgotten feature.
I told Alex yesterday, I was like, that mouse feature, that is going to be that's going to be the one-time appearance like in Ragnarok where you just swipe across the dual sets.
At the end
where,
of the game.
Where just one time in a game, they're going to go, oh, by the way, you have to do this now.
Yeah, that's basically what it's going to be.
And it's going to have the graphic come up on the screen to go, this is how you have to do it, remember?
Right, you're right. You have to reteach you. I don't know. I mean, top to bottom, like I said, it was a good direct before a launch, direct. I don't know. Yeah, you get a B- out of me. That's where I'd put it.
I came out of it with an eh.
Yeah. So sounds like a C- to you.
It's like an eh.
Yeah.
So nothing really blew me away. Nothing was too crazy with it.
Yeah. It was just cool.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like, all right, well, you showed me a console and a bunch of stuff that's like coming to the console, and very little stuff I would be like rushing to the door to get.
Right. What would be the thing that would make you rush to the door? Like for you personally? Just curious. Would it be like if Pokemon Legends was day one or something?
Yeah, I mean, if it launched like with a Pokemon game pretty close to its launch, then I would probably pick it up.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, I have my Switch. I buy games for it every now and then.
Right.
But it's not like my primary console. I'm like you. I buy it for specific games.
Yeah.
And anything else that I buy for it is because the game comes there first.
Right.
And if I'm excited for the game, then I'll buy it because it's on the Switch. It'll
Right.
come to like PC and stuff later, or more than likely for a lot of the stuff that's not like Pokemon or that. But yeah, it's not one that I'm like, this is gonna be my primary console.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, no, I mean, for me, like, Zelda or Pokemon would have been, like, the immediate, like, oh, my God, let's go. Like, even if Hyrule Warriors would have been a day one, like, that's really cool. They're fun games, but it's not, it's not a new mainline Zelda. So it's kind of whatever.
That's kind of like why I was saying it's like ZA comes out late into the year.
Yeah,
So it's like by then, I assume Switch 2s will be everywhere.
yeah,
And it's like by that time, there may be more stuff that piques my interest on the console. But if I'm gonna go ahead and I'm already gonna get ZA, so if I'm gonna get it and then like just look forward to maybe later this year or next year, we'll get the Gen 10 announcement. That's gonna be on Switch 2.
yep.
Might
Exclusively, apparently.
Might as well already have the console.
Yeah, yeah. Also, one thing that disappointed me was no release date still of Metroid Prime 4.
It's because it's 2026.
Relax. If that would have been day one, that would have been really cool as well. And I was expecting to be day one, so it not even getting a date still, brother, you're putting out some negative vibes that could be true. That 2026 is feeling a little bit more likely now. So I don't know. Zach, I know the answer is probably no, but is there literally anything in the world they could have revealed that would have made you jump for day one? As I know Nintendo's just not really your thing. You're not a diehard Zelda guy. You're not a diehard Pokemon guy. I mean, is there anything that would have made you like, oh my God, let's go? Because like knowing you, you're one of those guys that like you'll get a Switch 2 completely randomly. You like at some point like, oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah, probably at some point.
You'll just like show up here one
Yeah,
day
it's
and
like, yeah.
be like, oh, I bet I've got like 45 hours on this random game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. No, the only thing that would have they would have had to show off some new IP that just really caught my attention.
That's fair. That's fair. And that's also something that was really disappointing was no like new Nintendo IP that was just like because like every console they always put something out. They try to do something. Sometimes they just kind of fall flat like ARMS did. But it's like, man, there was really nothing. There was really no like new big IP of any capacity. That was really not really a lot of new games. You know what I mean? The new games they had, like when I say new, I mean like not like not like something from an already existing IP like Donkey Kong, like a new game. Not really that many. Kind of disappointing. We didn't have like a Triangle Strategy revealed or like Octopath Traveler that was in the OG Switch Direct. Nothing like that. Like like new games. So that was kind of disappointing too. It was a lot of follow ups, a lot of like, hey, this game looks prettier than the new games we got. Great within the genres and the IPs they're from, but like it'd been cool to get like new standalone games, kind of like Duskbloods, which is still kind of like a spiritual successor. But you know what I mean. So yeah, I do feel you on that. Yeah, some new IP that could blow you away. But like I said, overall, I mean, the direct was good. It was good, but like for a launch, like we're getting ready for launch, it's fine. B minus. If I get it, if I get my hands on the console on June 5th, it's going to literally just because I just want to go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off because I know I'm going to buy it. I just want to go ahead and have it in my hands. So I don't know. I out of the three of us, I'm the one that's going to end up getting it day one potentially. And right now, I'm still like I'm 60-40 that I'm going to get. I'm going to get it if I'm able whenever the pre-order comes, and depending on what the pre-order price is going to be, straight up, that's going to dictate it as well. I may end up getting day one. I mean, I'm excited for it, but I think like we can all agree, excited for like what the console's going to be a year from now.
Yeah,
Not what the console's going to be this year. They got a good year of games for Nintendo. Good year of games, but nothing that's like blowing my socks off. It's like, oh yeah, this looks good. This is great.